Good morning. This is Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, four-time national judo champion, author, speaker, and coach. And welcome to another edition of Coffee with Rhadi. I just want to let you know that I had a wonderful weekend this weekend. I had a deliberate practice seminar followed by an open mat session at Tampa, Florida Judo. And in that time, I had an opportunity to really observe some things which really differentiate the successful from the non-successful, if you will. In my business, what I do as a coach, I do health and wellness coaching, I do strength and conditioning coaching, I coach the combat sports, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, MMA, wrestling. I really have an opportunity to observe and correct, to observe and to sometimes stay quiet and allow the practitioners to self-correct, to observe and interject and provide a platform for learning, not always spoon feeding. The thing that I've really found out is that a lot of people focus so much on outcome that they don't pay attention to the process. And I've said this before when I've talked about process versus outcome. If someone wants to do a choke, and I was talking to a kid about this yesterday, if you want to do a choke, the best way to get the choke is don't think about the choke. If you want to get an A in class, don't think about the A in the class. What you have to think about, each step towards the A, meaning I need to go to class every day. I need to be attentive in class every day. I need to hand in all of my homework on time. I need to study every day for my exams. Those things are the parts of the process which are necessary in order to get the outcome you desire. But to focus on the outcome and to not focus on the steps in the process, it's almost asinine and ridiculous. If you're trying to get a choke, if you're trying to get an armbar on the mat, the issue is not get the armbar. The issue is go from step 1 to step 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4, from 4 to 5, from 5 to 6, and 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, until you get the finish. And then when you understand more of the process, the key is to understand, how do I go from 1 to 2? If the person moves in such a way that creates a deviation, what is my 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F, boom, then I move to 2. 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, boom, then I move to 3. We get so caught up in outcome that we're not caught up in the process. Case in point, somebody asked me, well, how do we fix the racism problem? We don't have a racism problem. There is no racism problem. Racism is the term that we use. What we have is a love and respect problem. The problem is that nobody is pro-love. And if you're not pro-love, then it automatically pushes you in a situation where if you're not pro-hate, if you're not pro-love, then you're not paying attention to the process which will provide you with the outcome of anti-hate. This is what happens. This is how people ride the conveyor belt of supremacy. This is how they ride the conveyor belt of the status quo. This is how all persons, white, black, brown, etc., can end up being racist and white supremacists because they're not doing anything that is pro-love. Take the time this morning, take the time today to follow the process or the steps of, good morning, how are you? I just want to let you know that I love you. If nobody's told you that they love you, I want to let you know that I love you. Hey, if you need anything, make sure to give me a call. Hey, here's my phone number. At any time, how's your mom doing? How's your brother doing? How your parents doing? Pick up the phone. I haven't heard from you in a while, man. I'm just checking in to see how you're doing. I'll tell you right now, Sensei Surge, I can count. He's not going to let 30 days go by before he picks up the phone and says, hey, Rhadi, how you doing? I said, I'm cool, man. What you need, Serge? He said, man, I don't need anything, man. I just want to tell you I love you. Just checking in on you. That is pro-love. It's not a racism issue. It's like we don't love the people around us. Like, loving is hard to do. Loving is difficult. Man, if loving wasn't, listen, it's easy to dislike a person. The hard part is to love. People put all these processes in place to block people from doing this and block them from doing that and block them. Yeah, that's easy. It's easy because you do it. You know what the difficulty is? The difficulty is don't block anybody. Don't stop them from doing anything. And just force yourself to love them. That's the issue. Now, going back to what I was talking about initially and marrying the love concept with it, the difference between the successful and the non-successful people in judo and on the mat, man, they don't love the details. T.D. Jakes said it in a sermon recently on marriage. He said that what's between happiness and hell are the little things. They're the little things. The little things are the things that we don't really pay attention to. We watch a match from a Grand Prix. We see somebody, do some grandiose throw, and then we want to do that the next day in the dojo. No, what you need to do is you need to learn how to put your hand on the sleeve, and when they take the hand off the sleeve, move forward and go to the lapel. And the way that you move forward to go to the lapel, you move forward like a fencer. How to move forward to the lapel and move your feet, bop, bop, not lean forward and put yourself off balance to get thrown. It's so little, it's so minute, it's so small. But nobody wants to sit there and do that 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Nobody wants to do it. But if you do not do it, it is impossible to be good. Now, this is the rough part for many parents to understand and for many kids to understand. And my heart goes out to children who train and to cadets who train and to juniors who train. Because what I said is if you don't do it, you have no chance. But just because you do it does not guarantee that you will have a chance. It guarantees that you will learn the process for self-refinement, for improvement, and for success. The thing about athlete development and coaching development and development in and of itself is that we're not developing you to win. We're developing you so that you understand how winning may occur. All we can do is create the foundational bed for winning. I don't know what you believe or what you don't believe. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. You can crucify me for that if you want to. I'm cool with it. However, my belief system and my faith system allows me to understand that elevation doesn't come in the earthly realm. Elevation comes in the spiritual realm. Your job is to do the work. You have to do the work, and you have to allow the Lord to provide the increase. I'm not here to preach to you this morning. That's not my deal, okay? That's not my deal. But we get so caught up in the outcome. You actually have little to no control over the outcome. You don't really have any control over the outcome. We like to think that we have control over the outcome. We like to look back at it, reverse engineer it, and we like to connect the dots and say, this is why this happened. Because that's how the human brain works. But the only thing that you have control over, you have control over the process. That's your job. Your job is to connect the dots, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. That's your job. Your job is to pay attention to the details. Your job is to inject love and sacrifice in the process. And then, man, hope, pray, and work for the best outcome possible. And if you do that, then you have a great understanding of development, not only in terms of your character, but also athletically and in terms of your teaching and the learning process that happens as an instructor. There's so many things that I really want to talk about in 2018. I've been doing it for a while, so I'm going to offer my own coaching development and athletic development educational programs. I've been doing it on DVDs and with books, etc. But I've had a lot of people that ask me if they can learn or they can be in my coaching programs. I got coaching programs all the time, but I'm going to gear some of them more around teaching and education. I got my Master's of Arts of Teaching. My PhD is in education as well. Curriculum design and understanding how the curriculum needs to be massaged and refined and disseminated so that all persons in your classroom can learn. And to be honest with you, so that you can also understand those people who you are equipped to teach and who you are not equipped to teach. It's just like some certain buildings don't have access for certain people. Certain buildings do and certain buildings don't. Certain schools can take in certain type of students and certain schools cannot. Certain schools will and certain schools won't. You have to make a decision on that what you want to provide to your learners and that what you want to provide to your customers, to be honest with you. And you have to provide that to your best ability possible. Good morning, Miss Thursby. To your best ability possible, okay? And you have to do that by understanding the process of learning, the process of refinement, the process of becoming a better you. And then allow the outcome to be what the outcome is. Because listen, I'm not where I used to be. I thank God I'm not where I used to be. But I'm also not where I'm going to be. I really appreciate the 42, getting ready to be 43-year-old Rhadi Ferguson. He's a lot different than the 27, 26-year-old Rhadi Ferguson. He's not as, man, he's not as strong, and his chest sags a little bit, and he don't look the same in the mirror, but the level of compassion and empathy is a lot higher than the younger version was. And I'm appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of the refining process. I'm appreciative of the friends that are around me that understand that whenever they see me, that's not exactly who I am, that I'm in the process of becoming a better me. And as you move throughout the day, I hope that you take the time to understand that you are nothing but a work in process. And I hope you take the time to pay attention to the process, not pay attention so much on the outcome. Pay attention to the process. Inject in your day more thank yous, more you're welcomes, more I love yous, more happy to see yous. Get on your phone, look and see who you haven't called. Try to call more than you text. If you don't have a lot of time to call, that's cool, but call and try to call more than your text. This is Dr. Ferguson. I hope that you have a super fantastic day. I want to let you know that the difference between success and failure are the details. Necesita pagar atención a las detallas. Eso es la llave. Tómalo suave y cuídate. And remember, I love you. God loves you best.